The Sea of Red is at high tide at the Bob Devaney Sports Center for a night out with the Huskers. Led by senior Maddie Kubik and sophomore Whitney Lonstein, John Cook's high-powered offense sets their sight on the Lions of Loyola Marymount. We've got volleyball on a Thursday night in Lincoln. NCAA volleyball tonight from the Bob Devaney Sports Center in Lincoln, Nebraska. It's a non-conference showdown as the Lions of Loyola Marymount travel to take on the Nebraska Cornhuskers. And hello again, everyone. Along with Kathy Wieskamp, I'm Larry Putney. Great to have you with us here tonight at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. And Kathy, while many teams around the country have been struggling with some early season jitters, Nebraska right now at 3-0 is rolling.
Absolutely. They came out very strong, utilized their whole bench, the entire lineup, and played really well. Came out strong. They're holding opponents to only 10% in hitting.
Well, despite playing really well, Nebraska has dropped in the national poll. Another team that is not struggling at all is the Texas Longhorns. They knocked off Ohio State in back-to-back nights to go to 2-0 on the season. At that point, of course, Minnesota losing the other night to Stanford. They're sitting at fourth, or to Texas. So a lot going on in the top four around the country. Well, let's talk about one of the outstanding players to this point in the year, and that's been Whitney Lonstein.
Lonstein had a great weekend. She came out, had a personal best with 15 kills, and over the three-match weekend, she averaged 3.44 kills per set and 1.44 blocks. We know about her athleticism, but she's really focusing on taking that athleticism, utilizing that to become a great volleyball player.
Another surprise upcoming is Nebraska's going to run a 6-2 tonight. We'll talk about that when we come back. A lot coming your way from the Devaney Center here in Lincoln. There's a look outside the Nebraska Union here in Lincoln as Loyola Marymount is in town for volleyball this weekend against the second-ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers. Here is the house of the Black Shorts.
Love it. This is our house, says the Huskers. Just an incredible defensive weekend, and again, those numbers, holding their opponent to only 10 and hitting percentage is just an incredible start to the season.
Well, in his 23rd year, John Cook is approaching 800 career wins this year. He'll hit it at some point. Nebraska, as a program, is also approaching 300 consecutive sellouts. So milestone moments upcoming this year from here at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. You see his record at Nebraska, 633 and 92, a stellar 87% winning percentage. Starting lineup looks like this, and oh boy, Nicklin Hames getting the start at setter. Well, that'll create some pondering across the state of Nebraska, huh?
I don't think just across Nebraska. I think across the country.
World. So Nick gets the start tonight at setter. Very similar starting lineup outside of that. It'll be interesting to see if that morphs into or getting more opportunities, or is it Evans who might? A lot to unpack right there. There's Aaron Mansfield. He's in his 5th season at Loyola Marymount. Has a very young team this year, a team that was primarily made up of mostly freshmen last year. They're now mostly sophomores this year. They've had a lot of experience. 3 of those freshmen started in every match last year, saw action in all 62 sets. And here's a look at that lineup with Clip as the opposite. Geisberger is the outside. The rest of the starting lineup there for the Lions of Loyola Marymount, who come into this matchup at 0-2 on the year. They have dropped 2 early on in the season. 3 of their first 4 matches on the year are against teams that are ranked in the top 25. They were swept by Utah and Kansas, both in the top 25. So Kizzy Knuckles will start it off for the Huskers. Tip, did it get the line? It did not. It is wide. Point for Nebraska on the swing by Audrey Klemp.
Klemp reading the defense, sitting back there with Hames back. Hames, she's so good at defense. Just her positioning on the court, knows to let that one go.
Service error. It's kind of snuck up and bit Nebraska. They had 10 service errors in the first match of the season. It was a win. I don't know what's going on around the country in college volleyball with service errors, Kathy, but the other night, Stanford had 21 service errors against Florida. Minnesota had 16 service errors in their loss to Texas. It's there's some bugaboo going on.
Yeah, I was going to say. And everybody's trying to be very aggressive with the serves, and I'm sure that's part of it. But you're right, 21 in a single match. That's a lot. Nebraska ended up with 25 on the weekend, so they saw some positive, changes going on. But still, in their match against Pepperdine, still had several service errors that they would like to clean. And I know that was a focus in training this week.
A great quick run in the middle there, the kill. Big swing there by Jacqueline Moore, who has her first kill.
More great transition in that quick, just sliced that ball right off of the blocker.
Down the middle, good one-handed up there by Fairford, the sophomore. Right back to Alec. Good connection there from Nick to Alec.
Just great transition. Alec, really, she's a freshman. She's playing very strong, very solid. She works hard out on the court, gets herself in position to be an attacker, and a great feed there by Hames.
So here comes Ani Evans into the match. Nicklin Hames goes out, so it looks like Nebraska will be running what appears to be a 6-2 with Hames in the back row. When she runs to the back row, she'll set, and then in comes Evans to serve.
And so Nebraska, John utilizes these preseasons to try a lot of different things. Coach Cook really feels like these are opportunities to see how do we play best? What's the best lineup for us? Where to get the most out of it? And in the 6-2 system, Nebraska will have 3 strong attackers across the front in every rotation, and he's got so many weapons on his bench. So this may be an approach to try and see if that's the best way, or we get the most advantage out of that.
Of course, Evans had an opportunity to start in the second match of the year, a win for the Huskers. It was against Tulsa.
Played very well, 32 assists during that. Alec, right up there. Not surprised at all, and fires right back at the Lions.
So I'll just ask you, Kathy, what every Nebraska fan wants to ask you right now. What does this mean? Kennedy Orr Is it a bad week of practice? Is it giving her a break? Is it, let's see what we can do in a 6-2? What's
I think it could be, it's a combination of any of those things. And again, it's an opportunity right now in the preseason to try and figure some of the things out. And I would say in the last few years, Coach Cook has looked to do that, and again, the position isn't given. Coach Cook always says you've got to earn the position, and I believe that's what the setters are going through right now. He's utilized Haim in the workouts, in practice and setting, even though, talked about her role changing. So always be prepared. And again, he looks to find the best scenario for this team.
Owoye with the tip on the right side. Phoebe Owoye, the right side for the Lions, hitting .468. She's actually middle, but hit behind the setter there.
She's a transfer from Georgia. Was on that SEC all freshman team. So a nice player to add to the roster.
There's Lindsay Krause from the left side. Krause with the kill.
That's the other thing in this 6-2 system. You are going to see lots of attackers up there. And here we see Allie Batenhorst in the front row, Krause, Alec. You got a lot of players out on the court getting swings.
Swing there is just a bit wide.
Booth trying to hit that far sideline, just really not getting on top of it. But Nebraska's block is just so intimidating up there. It really messes with attackers' heads trying to adjust or trying to find a way to avoid it.
Point for the Lions.
Triple block here by Nebraska. All three blockers squeezed in. Just a nice controlled shot to that deep corner. Great decision there by Booth.
7-5 here early on. And another service error. Just went back and looked at the stats from that Minnesota game. Minnesota, and I don't know if they changed the official stats at the end. At one point I saw that it was 16, but it shows them with having 19 total service errors.
So they didn't change for the better, huh?
It didn't.
It didn't.
19 service errors in that loss to Texas. And an ace there. Becca Alec has a tough serve.
She definitely has a tough serve and really drives that ball. And what I love, too, is that fist pump afterwards. Again, that energy she really brings to the court, too.
4-point advantage here for the Huskers. Tried a little yo-yo there, short and then long. The long just a little bit too long.
Yep, an ace and an air. And I know Coach Cook is frustrated with the number of errors, and he had a comment as Alec came off about that. It's just been, especially when they've been training and focusing on it, it's just one of those things that he expects the team to really be intentional about.
There's Krause again. She goes high hands and gets the kill. And she rotates and swings over from the right side. Right off the fingertips of Jacqueline Moore for the kill. Looking for Krause to increase her production here this weekend. Hit 220 in the first weekend of the year. Averaged 2 kills per set. Like the baby to be just a bit more efficient. Batenhorst from that left side, not down. Swing outside the block. And it's a hitting error on the Lions.
Geisberger really trying to turn that ball and take it down the line.
So the Lions will take a timeout there.
What a great defensive play there by Rodriguez. She just has great sense, great positioning with her feet, and puts her in position to really dig balls.
Timeout here in Lincoln. We'll take one as well. We'll be back. Nebraska on top, 11-6. Capital City here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Great look at our state's capital right down the Centennial Mall. 11-6. Nebraska with the lead here inside the Bob Devaney Sports Center. Nicklin Hames now will serve. And the idea of the 6-2 with Hames setting out of the back row is always having three hitters, a lot of options up front. And you would expect that given that, Nebraska might hit a higher percentage. And right now, they are. They're hitting .625, and that will only increase after the kill by Batenhorst.
And that's the key, is really looking to find how. Look at Hames here too. We got to talk about her as a great defensive setter. She's not only orchestrating this offense, but she's also playing great defense. But back to the to your point about 6-2, there are three hitters up there at all times, and they're big hitters, and they're all solid hitters, and so your opportunities to get more kills is definitely increased, and that may be the thought process behind running that 6-2 as well.
Rushed down the line by Batenhorst. She just misses it. Tried to paint the line. You know who else is running a 6-2 early in the season is Wisconsin. Of course, they suffered a loss early in the year, but they have both Izzy Ashburn and MJ Hamill running their 6-2 after graduating, their all Big Ten setter.
And we've talked about that. Both these two programs, the two final, teams in the tournament, both losing setters and trying to find their identity in that role or in that position. So it sounds like both of them too are going through some of those growing pains, or trying to make their decisions on what's the best for the overall program.
Watch this connection, not quite there, but how good is that for Caitlyn Horde to just swipe it off the hands?
Because she's so athletic. She's long. She's smooth. She gets up there. She's just so much fun to watch.
Bench has the Knuckles going behind Kizzy Knuckles. That has been effective. When they've been in system and been able to get it to Jacqueline Moore, she's terminated both times.
Yeah, Moore's done a really nice job. And the thing that she does, she doesn't hit it right in the blocker, which a lot of times if you don't stay in a good position, stay behind the ball, you can't see that blocker. But she's recognizing it and working off the edges or off the hands.
Back to Lonstein. One handed over. Lonstein again, and that powered off two hands. Stayed in. Oh, what an up. That was not only a great up and a reaction by Roddy, but she put that in a spot that was perfect for Nicklin Hames.
She just has such great control. And as a defensive player, you've got to absorb ball to take it off some of that velocity, slow it down, give your setter a ball that's a little softer. But Horde, too, what a great job there getting her hand on that ball, making a strong play. Great.
What a kill. That's Kubik from the left pin.
Big swing there by Kubik out of system, and it was a little ragged there on both sides, and the team, whichever team can reorganize and put themselves in a position to make a big swing like Maddie Kubik did there, is going to come out on top. Nice quick attack there behind the setter. Just really beat the block. I believe that was Klemp. And it starts off with a great pass there, but Klemp recognizes that Kubik isn't out to the pin and takes advantage of it.
Just long.
That's, I believe, the second service error for the Lions.
Comes out to Kubik, and Maddie Kubik with another kill. That is a couple for Kubik here early on.
Nice tempo ball to the outside, but again, you've got to credit Rodriguez, just a great defensive player, feeds it right up to her setter, and again, Evans has all three options available to her, and I really like they push that fast tempo. Great up. Defense wins games, I'm telling you. Great reaction there by Kubik as that ball was running parallel to the net. She got her hand on it, saves that play. And of course, with Knuckles in the back row, you got that extra element of attack.
So another timeout of the floor. We'll take one as well. Nebraska on top here in set number 1 by 9. Huskers on top here in set number 1, 18-9 in the first. The Lions of Loyola Marymount in for the weekend. They opened up the season 1-2 in the Salt Lake City, Utah tournament, losing to 22nd ranked Utah, 23rd ranked Kansas. Aaron Mansfield led the Lions to the 14th NCAA tournament in his second year. Former player himself, he played at UC Santa Barbara. LMU just hitting 0-45 here in set 1.
Nebraska been recognized after the first weekend for just their outstanding defense, holding opponents to 10, leading team with team blocks per set. Caitlyn Horde had a lot to do with that last weekend. She just had a stellar weekend out there patrolling the net. She finished with 18 blocks in 3 matches. So
each team now with 3 service errors. At 19-10, Kubik back to serve. Kubik preseason All Big Ten. All Big Ten first team last year. Double-digit kills in each of Nebraska's first 3 matches. It's off the top of the block. Evans back to Krause, and Krause right into the block of Rose Booth.
Booth is very athletic out there. She's quick. She did a nice job stepping in and taking that angle. Look at the blockers, did a great job closing and working together to seal that off for Krause.
Booth had 15 kills as you look at her getting ready to serve in that loss to ranked Kansas last week. Set right back. Alec in the middle, a back-to-back for LMU. Good block there by Awolye.
Alec just a little bit underneath the ball, and you got to stay behind that ball so you have vision not only of the ball, but also then you can better see what you blockers you have in front of you. If you get too tight, you can only see the ball and cut off some of your vision. Batenhorst puts that one away as it popped right back to her. Did a great job, though, getting her feet in a good position.
So 5 away from going up 1-0. Nice pass, great dump, second touch. Bareford puts that down.
Bareford, that ball was right tight to her, and she just slipped it right underneath the blocker's hands. Blockers there, Horde was there, but does a nice job directing it off the edge and away from her.
Bareford, one of those freshmen from last year that started all 16 games, played all 62 sets for LMU. That might have gone into the end. Nope, 4 touches, did not clear the tape.
Yeah. Try to run that little faster tempo to the outside, and Batenhorst catches the tape as that ball's a little bit lower.
Right down the line, what a swing.
Geisberger got on top of that ball. They're giving her line, and she comes through with a big swing.
Nice little run here for LMU as it's back now to 20-15. Their hitting percentage since the first time out when they were hitting negative .089, they're now hitting 148. Nebraska hovering right around 300 as there is Geisberger who put that last one away. She had 6 kills in that loss at Kansas.
And LMU really just kind of adjusting and maybe relaxing a little bit. Nebraska's block is pretty intimidating up there. And again, feels like they're reading the situation a little bit more there. Geisberger did a nice job reading that the line was available and came through and really delivered with that nice shot down the line.
There's one of the newest members of this Nebraska volleyball team, Caitlyn Horde, the transfer from Penn State. Look at her career numbers. It is impressive. Hitting above 400 in her career. That's second among all NCAA active players. Everything you see there in yellow.
Well, and the thing is, too, those are incredible numbers, but she is incredible to watch, as she works out on the floor, and does that so effortlessly. She's very smooth. She moves laterally. And again, her size, obviously at 6'4", puts her in a great position. But she's also very strong and a very smart player out on the floor. And so that lends to those numbers and why she is leading, one of the leaders in the nation at this time.
You see 3 kills there for Caitlyn Horde. The other benefit of being, Kathy, in the 6'2" is you typically would always have a big block. You're not going to be weak on one side, but surprising Nebraska without a block here in set number 1.
Right. And I think there's a couple reasons for that. Hitting errors by the Lions, but also they're trying to make adjustments going around and maybe making some of those errors. But we have seen the block be effective by slowing it down. Great shot here on the outside using the block by Batenhorst.
Off the tape.
Great save.
Great job by Bareford to keep that alive. That was a good swipe right off the hands of Whitney Lonstein. The kill, and LMU getting a little life here late in set 1.
And just building some confidence, going, it'll be tough for them to come back here, but it's possible. We've seen a lot of things happen in volleyball, but it just leads to them to come out a little bit stronger in set number 2 with the great play here at the end.
What a swing by Whitney Lonstein.
there's just so much velocity on that ball. She jumps and gets on top of it, so her contact point is so high. And we're talking about that athleticism that she has. You also got to credit Horde there. Horde held that middle with that quick transition in there, freezing that, giving that one-on-one matchup. And that's what sometimes the scheme up at the net is for, is to open up and give that one-on-one matchup.
And the ace. Second ace for Nebraska here in set one, and Nebraska's 2 away. We talked about Lonstein's numbers through the first 3 matches of the year, hitting .353. It's a big jump for her year over year.
Well, and again, she's had more opportunity here so far this season, but she's really been, at the end of the last season, came in as a very raw athlete and came in, and I think in the offseason, the focus has been, what is my focus? What are my goals? And she was one of the top lifters here in the offseason. So really taking that to heart and giving her a mental focus. Great focus here. She drives that ball through the block, and it's paying off for her.
Second kill for Lonstein here in set one. She's hitting right at .500. 2 kills, 4 swings. Set point here in the first for Nebraska. Becca Alec closes it out with her 3rd kill of set number 1, and what a balanced attack for Nebraska. 3 with 3 kills and 3 other Huskers with 2. 7 already with at least 1 kill in set number 1. Another sold-out crowd here at the Bob Devaney Sports Center as the Huskers take set number 1. Back here at Devaney Center, guess who Nebraska will see tomorrow night? They're going to see Ole Miss head coach Caleb Banworth, and who's she hugging? her old teammate. Turn around, Brooke. Brooke Delano.
How fun.
Yeah. So tomorrow night, can you imagine, Kathy, the reception that is going to happen tomorrow night when this standout libero is introduced here at the Devaney Center?
You know, and that's the
I guess
great.
it's Saturday night, not tomorrow night.
Yeah,
Saturday.
that's the great thing about coming here to Nebraska. Again, just the love, you know, and the recognition of former players doing great things elsewhere, you know, and going on and being successful.
Well, how about Caitlyn Horde in the first, huh?
Incredible. She was perfect at the net, 3 for 3, and she took some balls that weren't ideal. They weren't in great position for it, but she still did positive things with them. Talked about the strength of, again, what a great middle blocker she is. She's not only a blocker, but again, her offensive side of the game is also top line.
Outstanding teammate in year number 1 is Caitlyn Horde out of Lexington, Kentucky, 6'4", getting her super senior COVID year.
Well, and it's kind of interesting, you know, because she finished her degree in the spring at Penn State, and but wasn't able to train with the team. And so she was kind of on her own, you know, to try and find ways to stay in shape, to stay volleyball ready, and come in here. And she did anything from kickboxing, found a, you know, place to do those kind of things. So really she came in having sat out from volleyball for quite some, you know, for the whole semester. So it was shake the dust off. It didn't take long.
Good quick run in the middle, not down. It's a great swing by Jack Lamore. Oh, nice job defensively, but the kill for LMU here to start the second.
Geisberger on the ice outside, really doing a nice job being aggressive out there. That's her third kill. She's hitting 286, so she's just shy of that 300 benchmark. Being aggressive, looking at the block, and making some good decisions on her swing.
There she is, Whitney Lonstein.
Keeps coming. That's her third kill here and puts her above 500 in the hitting percentage. Look at that elevation and her contact point. Wow. I think the big thing for her is just her to be patient and not get in there too soon and utilize, again, that athletic ability where she's so quick and can drive to the ball. You know, she was a hurdler, a 300-meter hurdler, and you got to drive and attack those hurdles, and you can see her utilizing that as an attacker on the outside.
There's the All-WCC first teamer, Carrie Geisberger with the kill.
Great decision also to utilize her, set that ball behind, and Nebraska's block didn't get closed.
Just long on a tough serve there by Mary Schroll. Really put that on the back line.
Very close.
So here is last year's National Freshman of the Year, second ever for Nebraska. Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. Rose Booth with the kill.
Lonstein there just really go over the block. She also attacked right at that seam. When the two blockers come together, that space where they join is kind of that weak point, and she busts it right through the hands.
Nebraska's still here in set number 2 in that 6-2 as Evans back to serve. And we'll set out of the back row.
You know, we talked about the hitting percentage, right? Again, Nebraska hitting .452 right now in the match. 667 and 452 in the match. So their efficiency is very, very high in this system right now.
Third kill there for Rose Booth. You know, Kelly Sheffield has said many times that one of the things that he did when he got to Wisconsin is really treated the pre-conference as an opportunity to experiment with lineups, experiment with players in different places, to allow other people to have opportunities in the preseason, because you know, his point was you never know when someone would get hurt or go down late, and all of a sudden you didn't want to be in a situation late in the year or in a crucial match or an important late in a match and have somebody going in where they had no experience. And Kelly Sheffield said he learned that from John Cook. So it's not surprising that in this situation, early on, Loyola Marymount in town, your home crowd, you're giving a 6-2 a lift.
Yep, and why not?
Yeah.
Again, the whole point of a coach is to find the best scenario for your team to be successful. And then, like you said, and prepare if something happens and you have to make adjustments or accommodations for a situation that you didn't expect. We've even seen in situations where Caleb Amworth had to play the front row because they ran out of rotation.
Right.
And she runs it and she's playing as an outside hitter. Well, that doesn't just happen. It's trained and it's part of a process. Kubik, you know, we think of her up at the net, but if you just isolate and watch her, she does a lot of great things in her rotations in the back row, passing balls on serve receive, digging balls. She's just really one of those complete 6 rotation players.
Really nice work there by Rose Booth to reset the feet, come inside, and get the kill.
She's very quick. I'm enjoying watching her out on the court.
And the ace for Rose Booth.
A lot of top spin on that ball. Drops a little shorter in front of Kubik. Kubik got her hands on it, but didn't get really a good platform underneath to pop it up. Little adjustment here. They slid to their right a little bit. Puts Rodriguez in that position, and she takes that ball.
Another tough serve, though, puts Nebraska out of system. Then Booth out of the back row, explodes, but not down. Right off the edge, Geisberger uses the hands of Krause for the kill.
Geisberger doing a great job out on the court. That's her 5th kill. She's just making some great plays, and she's shown why she was a preseason WCC selection.
Yep. So Booth now back to serve. Did not play much as a freshman, as that's a service error. She only had 13 starts, but played in nearly every set last year, and she's really early on this year for the Lions has been effective again with those 15 kills against Kansas, and off to a great start here tonight against Nebraska.
Well, and she finished the season last year as an honorable mention, you know, in the West Coast Conference. And so just, again, growth. I think that's one of those things. Triple block by the Huskers.
It was up there. Not again, Geisberger,
Yep.
says this Nebraska defense.
And Geisberger is stopped.
Is that block 1? It is. First block
Yes,
of the match
yes.
for Nebraska.
The blockers have slowed the ball down, got their hands on balls, allowing their defense to play, but that is the first termination with their block.
Nice job again.
Yep.
Geisberger swipes it off the hands of Krause.
She's really utilizing Krause on that outside.
There's Batenhorst inside and right into Geisberger. And LMU stepping up here in set 2.
Absolutely. Feeling very confident. We talked about at the end of set number 1 that they were just really starting to get comfortable and making some good plays, and they've just taken that into the second set and playing very strong. really led by Geisberger. She's doing a tremendous job out there. 6 kills, involved in that big block.
7 errors from the service line for LMU here early on to 4 for Nebraska. Huskers 2-1 lead in aces. Back in the back row. To serve and set is Nicklin Hames. Hames is off to a terrific start this year defensively. She was averaging 3.5 digs per set. And really a continuation of what we'd seen so many times from one of the most defensive setters, certainly in the Big Ten Conference, if not in the country. And she's right back at center here tonight. And there's Lonstein again.
And that's the shot that she's been working so hard at, is those high hand fingers. So a great adjustment for her. She's getting better and better all the time and finding those hands and making that hard shot. As coach calls it, break the fingers. Go to the top of those fingers.
Batenhorst with the tip.
Yes.
And the kill. 4 here for Allie Batenhorst.
Getting their hand on that ball. Making a great decision. Taking that tempo ball. Just dumping it over the top. You can see the defense was down the line. Not able to get to it.
Clearly an effort here in this match to get the ball to Allie Batenhorst. She has 13 swings, which is as many as the next 2 combined, and there is the 3rd ace of the match for Nebraska.
And Batenhorst is on the outside, and so she's going to get out of system balls as well, and so opportunity for her to really, she came up big late in the season last year. An opportunity for her to get going. She sat out in the red-white scrimmage.
Right.
Just kind of getting back in the swing of things and gaining her confidence. Challenge here.
That's John saying everybody in the building saw that. I don't know why you didn't. The entire coaching staff was off the bench on that last swing. They're going to challenge a touch here, and we'll go to the replay for the first time here tonight.
Usually the players turn to coach and say yes or no or whatever. Right. They didn't have a chance on that one.
He couldn't find the green card fast enough. So they are going to this year they are using the 2 challenges per coach. If you win the challenge, you keep. And then if for some reason you get to the 5th and you have the 5th set and you have less than 2, you get an additional, but not more than 2.
Yep. So the most you can have in your pocket is 2 of them at any time.
A lot of changes, I wouldn't say a lot, some changes this year in the rules in terms of, one of the big ones is only the head coach now is allowed to go out and talk to it. Clearly.
Yep.
Hit that right hand. That was, I would agree, Coach. That was pretty obvious.
Well, and I believe that Coach Mansfield, as they are reviewing, he goes, "Oh yeah," I saw him, kind of talk to his team. That's okay.
Yep.
It's an opportunity to talk to them and get refocused.
So the rule is, and I just reiterated, the rule is when the ball is out of play this year, only the head coach can address the referees for the purpose of a quick clarification. As we look one more time, and you'll see, watch that. Right fingertip. Yep.
And it's not, I don't think it's just fingertip. It's actually, the whole,
All right.
whole thing.
Okay. So take the hitting error off the board for Lonstein and give her 6 kills now in the match.
And leading Nebraska with those 6 kills. And Geisberger has 6 as well for the Lions.
On the slide. Nebraska's blocked with Batenhorst, and Horde was right there. Pulled inside. Good dig by Roddy. Back row. Kubik. Got it.
Nice job there by Kubik to take that off to the side, to the right side of the Lions court. A lot of action was happening on the other side of the court. Changes it up and makes the team have to respond. and they were unable. Great tough short set.
And it goes long. Nebraska on a run here. Make it 7-0 scoring run for Nebraska, and a timeout will be called by LMU. At one point, it was 9-7. LMU on top by 2. Nebraska has run 7 in a row. And they lead it now 14-9. And part of that run, Whitney Lonstein with the kill. From the campus here at the University of Nebraska in Lincoln, Nebraska on top of Loyola Marymount 14-9 in set number 2. Sitting courtside right behind Jalen is Nebraska Athletic Director Trev Alberts, looking on here tonight. Nebraska in the middle of a 7-0 run, and that does not clear the tape and make it 8-0 for Nebraska.
The short serve is really causing problems for Loyola Marymount. It's really jamming up. You can see all the hitters are actually stacked over on that left side, and so Hames is dropping that ball on top of them. And so then they're having to fight their way around that, and found a way to get out of that. Good swing
Booth,
there by Booth.
Yeah, Booth with the kill. That'll end that Nebraska 8-0 run, and now 15-10, and back to serve is Isabella Bareford. Bareford, first team All West Coast Conference last year. Her dad, John, played men's volleyball at UC Irvine. Was not a touch that time.
First error there for Lonstein. On 10 swings, I believe, or 9, excuse me.
Service error continued to mount for LMU. That is 8.
Yeah. It hurts me here, so I know it's got to hurt coach down on the bench. Doesn't matter who it is. It's one of those things that you end the play for yourself.
And an ace for Knuckles. That's 4 now for Nebraska.
Great service in the seam between two receivers. Sliced it right down the middle between them. Forces them to have to communicate.
This is Kizzy Knuckles, the former Max Prep's National Player of the Year. She played for that powerhouse club, Munciana. Good swing from the left side there. Another kill for Audrey Klemp.
Klemp usually swings from that right side, but in serve receive, they keep her on the outside there. Nice big swing for her. Finding a way to get it between the block.
Good pass.
Horde just dumping that right in the middle. She just does a tremendous job of getting her hand on the ball. You can read the defense right in there. There's that open area with that high contact point. She's able to get great control of the ball and dump it right in the midst.
Horde is perfect. 4 kills, 4 swings, no errors, hitting 1,000.
Not bad.
Good pace, good tempo, just connection barely off after Rose Booth. Love that set though.
Yep. Booth just didn't get on top of that ball. Kind of went sailing on her.
Oh, just long.
Great up and saves off of a big swing by Kubik.
Lonstein goes right at Schroll, had no trouble with that, but then Becca Alec there.
Yep, once that ball crosses the plane of the net, it's free game, and Alec was right there. Actually, just kind of the soft touch there. She was being cautious. You can see just kind of the flat of her hand. Alec is out there and playing very strong. I mean, freshman, she's had the opportunity to play international, and I think it's really paid off for her. Came in January also.
Into the net, violation called to the Lions. So 21-13. Up serve by Evans just clears the tape. Nice set from behind. Alec recovered late, but good swing and a kill by Klemp.
Yeah, to your point, Alec really did a great job getting to the outside. She was late there. Just Kubik working hard to push it in, but Alex, see the hands still floating to the outside as it caught him. If she would have been there and was able to push across, probably would have seen a little different result.
It's a really good set by Bareford too. She
decision.
Yeah, threw it right behind. Had Alec going with her. Well, that was fortuitous.
Talk about being in the right place at the right time. Kubik right there, and because she's in that position, she's ready to make a play.
Number 14, Ali Batenhorst. At the line, serving number 10, Maddie Kubik.
So Krause, Batenhorst, and Becca Alec in the front row for the Huskers. Kubik to serve for the Huskers, who are 3 away here in the second. Again, really good pace on that set out to the pin.
You say the tempo of that ball really gave that advantage to Booth, who delivers. Anytime you can run a fast-paced ball, the key is not to get it too low that you trap that setter in. So you got to make sure you maintain the appropriate height and the location, but love the fast tempo.
LMU in the match, hitting 214 now, is hitting 269 here in the second. Significant improvement. Nebraska still on a great clip at 420 in the match. Little roll shot there by Batenhorst and got the kill.
Change that tempo a little bit. Defenders get stuck in digging those fast-paced balls. You change that tempo a little bit. The ball comes at a little different pace. You got to run it down, and again, results in a positive.
Nice angle.
Geisberger is doing a tremendous job on the outside, and really she's there. Her and Booth both are really their key production right now. Each of them 7 for Geisberger and Booth with 6, but really doing a nice job on the outside. Horde right there. Very seldom is she not going to win in those matchups.
So here in set number 2, this is set point for Nebraska. Set point number 1. On top 24-16. Nicklin Hames into serve. Hitting error gives Nebraska the point and the win in set number 2. Huskers still undefeated in sets on the year. Haven't dropped one yet. Lonstein leading the way for the Big Red. Back here at the Devaney Sports Center, Nebraska on top 2-0. You know, following that illustrious career at Penn State, middle blocker Katie Horde utilized the transfer portal to come to Nebraska. Arriving in the summer, this 3-time All-American has acclimated very quickly to the Big Red. And then Caitlyn Horde gets the kill. There is Horde again, who gets a handout, back-to-back blocks. And another kill for Caitlyn Horde.
Being at a school for 4 years, you become so accustomed to doing things a certain way. Coming here initially, it was just a big shock, felt like a freshman all over again. Definitely trying to have a clear mindset and come into things with a clean slate.
Awesome with a nice set.
When we played Penn State and we used to defend Caitlyn Horde versus having her as a teammate, we literally would change our entire defense, like specifically to defend her. And there's no one else in the Big Ten that we did that for.
The best defensive team in the country is making adjustments for me. It's like, okay, maybe I am pretty good. voice is just very genuine. Keep using that word. I didn't feel like anybody on the staff was trying to sell me anything. Just being a part of a program where everybody's on the same page and striving for that goal at the end of the season is really nice to be a part of.
She's just really like humble and kind-hearted, and so I just feel like she's going to be a very good vibe that she brings to the team, and I'm really excited.
I've played a lot of volleyball. I've played against some of the best players in the country, so I think when the time gets tough, I can be that rock that keeps everything solid.
We're just excited for her to kind of bring her spice and her edge that she has that's different from other people, and be her unique self and kind of destroy some people's defenses like she did ours at times. So we're excited to see that.
What an addition to this Nebraska squad. Huskers on top here, 2 sets to none at the intermission. Let's take a look at some highlights from the first 2 sets of play, and we'll start with the aforementioned Caitlyn Horde.
She is perfect on the night, 5 for 5, hitting a perfect 1,000 here. And she really just does so many things. She's dynamic, she's athletic, and you see the respects that she has by her teammates.
John Cook said at the beginning of the year, the biggest jump he expected from any player was Whitney Lonstein. We have seen that here tonight.
She has definitely shown us what she's capable of doing, and this is just the beginning. I mean, she's really learning and still growing as a volleyball player, but her athleticism is so much fun to watch out there. She's got 6 kills tonight, hitting 500. And again, working hard to be consistent. Just what we saw this past weekend, we're seeing more of that tonight. That's what Coach Cook is really looking for.
There are the numbers you just referenced. Good start here in sets 1 and 2 for the Waverly product. Whitney Lonstein. Caitlyn Horde has been just as impressive. She's hitting 1,000, 5 kills, 5 swings in a block, and looks like she's having some fun too.
Well, and it's just fun to listen to her. You know, she's from a great program, comes from a great program, and respecting this program, but stepping in. And what a humble young lady who does incredible things out on the court. What a fun teammate to have.
Kayla Banworth still hanging around. Her Ole Miss squad is here in town. They will play Nebraska on Saturday night here at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. Had an opportunity to talk to Kayla Banworth earlier today, and she said she has already, thought about it and imagined what it's going to be like to be introduced here as the opposing coach. This is someone who was a former walk-on, went on to lead and become the all-time digs leader in Nebraska as a walk-on out of Dubuque-Wahlert, and went on to play for Team USA in the Olympics. Just a great representation of what Nebraska is all about. She's always been an intense, fiery player, and she says that has definitely translated to the way she coaches.
Well, and she's that ultimate story.
Yeah.
You know, as you talk about her career or whatever, I mean, that's what every young girl dreams about. But, you know, trust me, it didn't come with a lot of hard work. And again, her core and her soul, that's put her in this position.
Yeah, and you think about, when she left, she was the all-time digs leader. Since that, Justine Wong-Orantes knocked off her record, and then you have, this thought that maybe this young lady right here, Lexi Rodriguez, might do the same because she is fantastic. And, Kayla Banwood says she has a really, really good libero that she's super impressed with. Her comment was today, hey, listen, I brought Lexi here. I know something about liberos.
Well, and it's just the respect. She knows what it takes to be in that position and what to look for, and that's exciting. And she's getting the opportunity now to bring those on her team and take the program and move it forward.
LMU off to the quick 2-0 start here in the third set with Nebraska leading 2-0. There's a good pass by Roddy. And then Horde is blocked by Rose Booth.
Booth steps in and cuts off that hard angle. You can see Horde trying to cut that The Booth sneaks in and takes it away.
A little too tight to the pin for Lonstein to handle. Had to reach outside of her to keep it in. That goes off the block, and here is LMU on top 4-0 in the third. And Nebraska hitting negative 250 here in this third set. LMU hitting 667. 2 kills, 3 swings, but 667 nonetheless. Leaves it for Lonstein. That is long. Did not. Yes, they did get the touch. 7 kills for Lonstein on 13 attacks. 1 hitting error. One-on-one, and Alec wins it.
Alec all over that ball. That was not going to get past her. She sealed that net so well, reaches across, and look at those hands, that position. Takes the angle.
How about Alec? Like a Nebraska product, played at Waverly, graduated early to come in, make the transition in January. She's very vocal, John Cook says, for a freshman. Great presence. Number 6 overall recruit in the country was Becca Alec. Come on, Jacqueline Moore as well. She's flashed at times here tonight. That's her 4th kill of the match on 10 swings.
Nebraska's struggling a little bit in this set with their serve receive.
Yeah. But a nice second touch, improved it by Knuckles, who stepped in to take the bump set.
And your team captain finishing it off out of system with a triple block. Speaks to her.
Good up, Knuckles. Just passed by Roddy. Alec just did not get on top of it. Timing a little off there.
Yeah, ball was a little bit low for her.
Yeah.
And couldn't get on top of that ball. And
jump server into the net. Something you don't see often anymore, right? The jump serve.
not very often. Number 9 service error for LMU.
It's not like it's rare. It's just,
Right? Yeah, it's just a little bit varied from the old days.
more like a really aggressive jump serve is maybe what I meant. Not necessarily controlled flat.
I love the Booth coming in aggressive after that ball. The ball was inside. She had 2 blockers there. It still stays aggressive, tries to cut it on the inside, and comes up with the kill.
Great pass. Tried the line, but just wide. And she was aggressive right outside the block, tried the line. Behind the center, not down by Awoye. Batenhorst gets a kill.
Gets it to fall in that middle back just inside that line. That, I believe, is her 6th kill for Batenhorst. You really, if you look up and down the Nebraska roster, all 6 of their hitters, because there are 6 of them now running across that front row, getting lots of swings and really even distribution. And
9-6 now, LMU. Just did not get out to the pin. Good pass. Long no touch, or was there? No touch at LMU with the point. And we might have another challenge. And we do.
Jalen turned to coach and said, challenge, challenge. Here we get a chance to look at it.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Different angle.
Yep.
A little better view there.
Right index finger. Watch closely.
Yep.
Right index finger of number 20, Jack.
There you go.
Ford.
Yep.
You can see it.
Yep.
Boy, this Nebraska public media crew just outstanding. Really great camera angles, but great camera quality.
We got an incredible team bringing this to you. And then the opportunity just again the angles to watch.
You watch it, Kathy, from this angle. You don't. You just don't see it. Maybe it's because it was.
But we're on the wrong side.
Ball was covered, right?
Yep.
All right, done reviewing. We'll have the call. Our R2 tonight, the outstanding Mary Farragher. There's a touch.
Yep.
John Cook 2-0. Maybe give credit to that one to Jalen.
I think you got to give Jalen credit on that one because I don't think John would have challenged.
Checking the rotation over there on the LMU side. Now ready to go. And the middle again. Horde got a hand on it, kept alive, and sends it back over. Nice job defensively for Nebraska. Then off the top of the block, Horde got a finger on it. Go right back to her. Why not? Batenhorst bangs it home.
Great organization by Nebraska. Stayed organized, played great defense to allow them to keep it up here. Lonstein never quit on any ball, and Kubik right behind, ready to make that play, fires underneath it. Never quit.
The back row, not down by Booth.
Oh.
Blocked. That was a roof by Moore. Put the top on that one.
Absolutely, the lid was shut, closed with a lock on it. Moore doing a tremendous job there, getting across and being up. The key is not only just being there, but is being in that locked position and sealing that net. Great push.
Lonstein, look out!
But that feeds right into her, that fast tempo ball to the outside. We'll just let that speak for itself.
Oh, my. To try to create Ames. Horde steps in, sends it over. Bumps that outside. Here's Geisberger and a big block by the Huskers.
Geisberger has been very successful over there, but not this time. And Maddie Kubik played a key role in that. Let's take a second look at that. Look at the two of them. Actually, Horde. Set up by Kubik, and Horde, great closure.
Nebraska with 4 of the last 5 points. Right before that.
And you could see that ball, it was flying when she made contact with it.
Barry Schroll will now serve for the Lions. The pass. Lonstein again. Not only got the hands, but got it in as well. Another kill for Whitney Lonstein, who now has 9 to lead Nebraska, and she's hitting right around 400.
She's just being so consistent, making great decisions out there, and really, like as you said, leading this Nebraska offense.
Angle, no touch. It is wide. Point Nebraska. So the lead here in the third as the Huskers try to sweep for the 4th consecutive time this year. What a remarkable shot there by Kubik to get that over.
And great defense by Lions.
No touch on the angle, and that is wide. Another point for the Huskers.
Tough ball there by Geisberger.
Timeout here on the floor. Huskers on top by 2 in set 3. Back here at the Bob Devaney Sports Center in Lincoln, the undefeated Huskers trying to remain undefeated here tonight against Loyola Marymount. The Lions come in at 1-2, having dropped 2 matches already this season to ranked teams, and they're down 2-0 here in the third. Along with Kathy Wieskamp, I'm Larry Putney. It's great to have you with us here at Devaney, and we do have a challenge.
Challenging a touch on the last play here. Kubik or Alec.
Well, you're not going to see if it was Alec, you're not going to see a finger because it was right by the forearm.
Yeah, looked like it's underneath the arm if it, in fact, didn't touch it.
See it again. Nothing yet.
I'm not seeing anything at this point. No, I think it went underneath the arm of Alec, and I don't see it hitting Kubik fingers.
So Nebraska will be back in action here in Lincoln as they continue the official review. They'll be back in action on Saturday night against Ole Miss, Mississippi in town. 7 o'clock start at the Devaney Center. Aaron Mansfield's like, I'm not sure. Caitlyn Munoz, his assistant, in front of him. Her first season out of the University of Tulsa.
And it's worth, at this point, it's worth the review.
Certainly didn't hit fingers there.
No.
And I just don't know how you can
Conclusively
say that
determined.
it hit. Yeah. I think this one's going to stand. Yeah, you can see the space between, even there you still see space.
Yep.
One frame back, you still see space.
It's underneath.
I mean, it is close, but all through there you see just a little bit of the top of the
Daylight.
white tape. Yep.
Yep.
That review still underway.
And I appreciate they're giving it every, full look.
Well, yeah, but at some point you can't take 3 minutes on a replay, right?
That's true. There's a balance between the two of them.
So you had a 90-second timeout. You come back. You have a
Review.
120-second review. Yes.
It definitely is a momentum,
Yep. Point
changer
Nebraska.
and sometimes you can use that to refocus if it's necessary. Other times it kind of gets you out of sync.
So Nebraska on a 3-0 run after that 4-point run in 5 points. So inside the block there goes Jacqueline Moore with the kill.
Moore has done a tremendous job there on that quick transition, that one attacked right at the setter. She gets a one-on-one situation. She really turns the ball well off of the hands.
Off the top of the block, there is Kubik with her 6th kill of the match. Kubik, through 3 matches, has been in double-digit kills in every one. Have to catch fire here in the fourth, or in the third, do it in the 4th match of the year.
And that's against a triple block, trying to take angles from her, just struggling to stop her. And part of you talked about she's had double-digit kills. It's the balance. If you look up and down, again, the offense has been very diverse and spread out, and so she doesn't have to take as much of the load there.
.351 the hitting percentage for Nebraska in the match. 174 here in this set. There's an ace. Second ace of the match for LMU. That evens it at 14. Geisberger just inside the back line.
Top spin, dropped that ball. Another one, a lot of top spin on it.
Off the block into the antenna kill for Krause.
Her fourth. She struggled a little bit here. She's had 12 swings and 2 errors and 3 kills. Just hasn't really got in a rhythm.
Do you think they know yet what they're going to do? Is Krause playing on the left? Is she playing on the right? I mean, we've seen her at both places here tonight.
For the most part, she's good. You know, I think we've seen her on the right side.
Right,
in certain rotations, they'll utilize her on the outside. As a high school athlete, she was incredible from the outside. So there again, you see a triple block on Nebraska's attackers.
Good block there by Krause. Got a touch. Triple up and block for the Huskers. 6.5 for Nebraska. Make it 4.5 blocks for Nebraska. Nowhere for Booth to go there.
There were no angles to
Booth again.
Great reaction there by Alec, though, coming off the net. I mean, generally as a middle, you're getting off, trying to find that ball so you can get in position to transition. Just stepped in and made that play.
Make it 11. 11 service errors on LMU.
As I said,
right.
Hurts.
Nebraska's middles, both Alec and Horde tonight with 5 kills each. Good angle by Batenhorst.
That was opportunity for her to get out and get a big approach on the ball. And when she does that, look at that push to the outside, out of system. That's Krause setting her, feeding her up. It's always fun to outside feeding another outside.
Overpass. Caitlyn Horde with 6. And LMU will take a timeout. Huskers on top here in set number 3. By 4, they lead it 2-0. Plenty of banners hung here at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. There are 3 of the 5 national titles.
Quite a tradition of excellence here in this building.
Nebraska, the only program in the country that's been in 4 of the last 7 national championship matches. This year, that Final 4 moves to Omaha. So the theme, once again, Destination Omaha, as you see the winningest programs in the country since 2000. Ah, yes, and then there are the gold medalists, the Olympians. Alec to serve. Look at that. Caitlyn Horde. Good one-handed poke at it by Hastings to keep it alive. The libero and leads to the point. Nice job defensively there for Loyola Marymount.
Great job staying with that, especially the ball kind of out of system, caroming back and forth.
Woolley back to serve. And another service error, that's 12.
An even dozen.
Game's back into serve and set out of the back row. They've been in the 6-2 all night.
And offensively, Nebraska for the match is hitting .345 with that offense. Very diverse. All their hitters. We've got 2 with 9. We've got 2 with 6. 5 and 4. So all hitters getting opportunities and swings.
Got a great roll shot there out of system. Geisenberger pushed it over right over the top of the block in front of the defender.
Geisberger, that's her 10th kill in the match, but just a great decision there. Change up the tempo, different zone.
Take a look around the country. So many of these top programs have been scheduling tough and playing one another. Of course, Stanford's been on the road playing top teams. Florida, Texas, of course, has been on the road playing both Ohio State and Minnesota. Wisconsin started off with Baylor in a hit match they lost. Nebraska has yet to really stretch itself into that realm, but it will after the opening first 5 against non-ranked opponents. The first ranked opponent for Nebraska this year will be at 17th ranked Creighton. The Blue Jays off to a good start. They are 3-0 on the year. Had a nice win over Iowa State to open the season. Then knocked off Wichita State and Wyoming. I believe that's sold out in Omaha.
Yeah.
After that, then they play Long Beach State. Long Beach State's 2-1, but Long Beach State's only loss was to ranked Oregon. And then back here at home, the big one, Stanford comes in to the Devaney Center. And then Craig Skinner hosts the Huskers in Lexington. So Nebraska has Creighton, Stanford, Kentucky, all ranked out of conference, still upcoming before they hit what is the gauntlet of the Big Ten.
Well, and also up to this point, and even through the second week, they haven't left the confines of the Devaney Center either. So that adds another element going on the road to play. And obviously the matchup with Creighton on the road, but kind of not on the road, I'm still in state here.
So another challenge here. It's going to be Aaron Mansfield challenging, saying there might have been a touch on that last kill. 23-17 is the score here late in the third. Maybe say she was in the net because they're looking here. It's point Nebraska, correct?
I'm watching the follow here. Yes. Yes.
A kill by Cubic. So if they're
I'm not sure.
Unless they're thinking that somebody got in the net or there was a touch.
Or they didn't touch.
Was it called a touch? Did it go long?
Yeah.
Okay. So there was no touch.
I think that's what they're.
I'm too busy looking at his schedule here, Kathy. Late in the match.
There you go. It's long.
It was long.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you see the touch?
I did not see the touch.
So this might be overturned.
So I think it could be overturned.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a touch. I think this one will get overturned.
So as the review continues here at the Devaney Center, looks like those are new. That is, how impressive is that? If you're a recruit, a former athlete, an opposing team, you come in here and say, look at that. 3 gold medalists from the University of Nebraska, including the captain, Jordan Larson.
Call stands.
Huh. Well, that's... I'm with Aaron on that one. Inconclusive must have been the call. Six-point lead, Nebraska 2 away from the match. Good hustle there to keep that alive by Barefoot. And then Horde gets the kill. So Caitlyn Horde with the kill, and we are at match point for the Huskers. Good up by Knuckles. Cubic closes it out. Well, another efficient night for the Big Red here at the Bob Devaney Sports Center. Nebraska hits 363 in the match. They hold LMU to 185. And another sweep. Nebraska has swept its first 4 opponents here in 2022. Great night for Whitney Lonstein, who hit 368. How about Allie Batenhorst? She had 10 kills on 24 swings.
And coming into tonight, she had 7 kills on the season. So
total.
Yep. So good night for her, and utilizing all hitters and all rotations really created a very diverse and productive offense for the Huskers.
So again, the final, Nebraska wins it in the sweep, 3-0, 25-17 in the final. Let's take a look at some highlights from Allie Batenhorst, who had a season high tonight, 10 kills.
And just utilized a lot of different shots and again, took a lot of balls that were out of system and did something positive with them and stayed in there, sometimes up against that triple block.
Happy to be joined now by Allie Batenhorst. Congratulations. Hey, tell me, how did that 6-2 tonight feel? Did you like that?
Yeah, it was definitely different. We've been working on it in practice, but it was a lot of fun, and the setters are great. So,
well, coming into this match tonight, again, what were some of the goals that you had personally? Had 7 kills coming after last weekend, but came out tonight and had 10 kills and hitting a 250.
Yeah, I think I've been working a lot on my out of system and being smart with my shots, but also being powerful and out of system. So I think the setters did a great job of getting a high ball to me, and I did the best I could to get a big shot off the block. So,
Allie, talk about that a little bit. Talk about what it's been like in the gym over these last 2 or 3 weeks, going through the pre-conference, and just the level of play amongst those outside hitters.
yeah, I mean, we're going at it every day. We're hitting against big blocks every day, and I think we work really hard for each other, and we cover each other, and we're working really hard with our feet to get to every ball. And hitting out of system is something that really is a game changer. So I think we really put a lot of emphasis on that, and we've been working really hard at it, and it's been good. So,
Hey, great match tonight. Congratulations.
thank you.
That's Allie Batenhorst. Let's take a look at another outstanding performance by Whitney Lonstein, who, boy, she had some just ginormic swings tonight. That's a word, by the way.
I'm going to use explosive and powerful, dynamic. Those are my adjectives here describing Lonstein. But the key for her is, again, being consistent night after night. And so far this season, we've seen some great consistent play from Lonstein.
Pleased to be joined now by John Cook. Coach, talk about the 6-2, the decision to be in the 6-2 tonight, and when did you make that decision?
That's a great question. We kind of made that decision Monday. We kind of started messing with it Monday, worked on it hard on Tuesday, and really liked how it was developing. We got 4 pretty nice outside hitters. It gets them on the court. There's disadvantages to it. I'm sure you guys talked about it a little bit, or Kathy did. I think Kathy used to coach, didn't she? I saw her. Can you tell Whitney what you just said? I heard you saying while I was waiting. But we'll see. The key is we got to pass, and we're trying to maneuver it so Kizzy Knuckles can play as much as possible in the back row. So we'll have to see. But we did some nice things tonight. So I don't. We'll see.
Well, again, this time of the year, you have the opportunity to do some of these things, and your ultimate goal is to find what's going to be the most productive for this and be most successful. We talk about your offense tonight with having 3 hitters at the net at all time and very balanced attack, and that really creates a lot of pressure for opponents. Talk about, again, the advantages of that.
Well, you're absolutely right. It puts – because – so this – look at it this way, 50% of the time, our setter is in a great spot. They're running all over the place somewhere. So it allows them, they have a lot of options to go to either antenna so we can get a good swing. And for the most part, we got a lot of great swings tonight. I mean, and that puts pressure on teams because if you're in a 5-1 and the setter's running and they're in the front row, you basically have one option. You throw it out to the left side, and your left side's got to be good. And one of the things that has been good and bad for us is, we end up setting Maddie Kubik a lot of balls in our 5-1. And I don't know how many she had tonight, but, it's not like we're setting her over and over and over, because that's all we can do. And we have a lot of different options. And you saw Kizzy Knuckles came out of the back row. Maddie came out of the back row. So that puts a lot of pressure on defenses because you're worried about all these other hitters. And all of a sudden, here comes somebody out of the back row. So, but you got to have 2 setters that can play well. And I thought Ani and Nicklin did a really good job tonight. This is a big game for Ani. There was some pressure on her, and thought she set a really nice game.
So 4-0 in the season, John. You come back here on Saturday, and you have a former Husker and one of your former assistants that you're going to be facing. Talk about Kayla coming back. Well,
Kayla had one of the greatest turnarounds in college volleyball history, taking a team that didn't win a set or didn't win a game match, sorry, and got to the NCAA tournament. So very proud of her. She wants to come back here, I'm sure, and share this place, Nebraska, with her team. So we're excited. And they're a very good team. And so it's going to be another really good match. And I think we're playing after football, right? So it'll be a great Husker Sports Day, and looking forward to it. Coach, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Okay, thanks. All right, thanks. That is Nebraska head coach John Cook as the Huskers successful once again in a sweep. They moved to 4-0 on the year. Thanks to those of you joining us on BTN Plus. For those of you on Nebraska Public Media, we're going to be right back here in Lincoln to wrap things up. Huskers win it in a sweep against Loyola Marymount. The Lions go down, and the Huskers go to 4-0.